Come along for the ride as we take a close look at the 2019 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse from C&E Auburn Indian and V-Twin.
So before we get started with this review of this motorcycle, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about how I go about reviewing a motorcycle. I don't want to come across like I'm some sort of expert in letting everybody know what kind of motorcycle is best for them or not. You know, it's a very subjective thing. We all have differences in what we like appearance-wise and also ride quality-wise. But when I review a bike, it's strictly my personal opinion. I love all motorcycles. I don't have any, particular loyalty to any brand per se. So I mean, if if there was only one kind of motorcycle left on the planet, I'd ride that one. So I just love to ride motorcycles, and that's where this all comes from for me. Really, what I encourage people to do is get out and ride as many different kinds of bikes as you can, and formulate your own opinion, because your opinion is way more important than mine or anybody else's for that matter.
Hi, my name's Stan with Hill on Two Wheels. Terry is behind the camera today, but we wanted to take an opportunity here to share this 2019 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse with you. This is the white version of the Indian Chieftain Dark Horse, obviously, but I think they did a great job with this bike with the white with the black accents, so it's kind of black on white here. New for 2019, they remodeled that whole front fairing, which I think they gave it a really nice shape. It's just beautiful with the Indian logo right there above the headlight, as well as they kept the sculpted fairing or fender from last year. But last year, when they cut this fender down, they didn't have the Indian war bonnet on there. This year, the war bonnet's on. I think that's great. I really wanted to see that war bonnet show back up onto that fender. Of course, they've got the dual disc brakes up front to bring this bike to a stop in a hurry, which is cool. Also, the other cool thing the Indian's done, LED headlights and blinkers, tail lights, all that stuff's LED now this year. That saves you a lot of money if that's something that's important to you. Which it is to me. I love having the LEDs. I just put LED lights on our Indian Roadmaster. So again, you got the black accents up against this white. I think this bike just really pops. It's just a beautiful looking bike.
In an effort to keep the heat down, Indian has added the feature where the rear cylinder will shut down and where you're stopped at a stoplight or stopped in traffic. And then when you turn that throttle again, it'll kick right back in.
They've also totally redesigned the saddlebags on these. They're a lot square shaped. The previous Indian saddlebags had a real rounded look to them. And I kind of like this new square look that they've got. And of course, they're huge inside, lots of space. And the other really nice feature about the Indian saddlebags, the remote lock with your fob. You can just click your fob, lock your saddlebags, and walk away. It's a really nice feature. Secure all your valuable items that way. This bike, we picked this bike up from C&E Indian of Auburn, and they did a few things to it. They put some mini apes on here, and they also did the extended seat for taller riders. I'm 6 feet tall, so I could work well with either seat, but this seat does seem a little bit more comfortable to me. They totally redesigned the seats this year on these bikes too, and these seats are fantastic, way more comfortable. I was really impressed riding this bike today, how comfortable that seat was. Check out, of course, remember the LED tail lights. That's pretty cool. And they have the saddlebags are all, they got those all filled in there, so it looks nice and clean all the way around. New for 2019 is this cool infotainment center that they put on these bikes. This thing tells you everything you need to know. Your tire pressure, the temperature outside, how much oil life you have left before you need to change your oil in your bike. And of course, it's got a navigation system, which is great. It'll navigate you right through your speakers, or you can Bluetooth it to your helmet, whatever you prefer. And then another thing that they did new for this year is they added different modes, different ride modes. So this is your touring mode. So I suspect if you're out on the freeway and just wanting to conserve fuel and just roll down the miles, that's probably where you'd want to ride. For most riding, probably if it were me, I would probably be in the standard position. And then of course, if I got out and wanted to hit the back roads and get on it a little bit, that sport mode, it was amazing how much difference there was between modes. You could really feel the throttle response quicken as you change from mode to mode. So going from touring to standard you could really feel that bike wanted to jump, and then when I went from standard to sport, it really wanted to jump. So it made it a lot of fun. It's a cool feature to have. So what are these guys going to think of next? But anyway, very nice job on this infotainment center. It's easy to see while you're riding. It kind of looks like it could be in your face, but it's not. You can just take at a glance down, you can see that, and your eyes stay on the road. Really good design on that, I thought. Also, this has a cubby up here, which is pretty cool. You can plug in your cell phone, keep your cell phone charged up, or run your music right through your speakers, or your MP3, plug it right in, run it right through the bike stereo. These bikes have great stereos in them, so I don't feel a need to upgrade the stereos myself, so they do a good job with that. Overall, I'm really impressed with what Indian's done with this bike. And of course, you can't forget one of the cool parts about Indian motorcycles, their touring bikes. Boom! That windshield goes up and down. That's surprisingly, it may seem like it wouldn't be that big a deal, but when you're riding on a really hot day and you just want to feel that wind to help you cool off, you can drop that windshield down, or if it's raining or cold outside, you want to keep a cold wind off you or the cold rain off you, lift it back up. And I have that feature on my Indian Roadmaster, and I love it. It's one of the coolest things about the bike. So these ape hangers are they're considered mini apes, and for me, I think they're just about perfect. I'm 6 feet tall, and it's just a perfect fit for me. I really like the way they feel, and I wish I had them on my bike, honestly. But anyway, yeah, my recommendation to you guys is to get out to your nearest Indian dealership and take one of these bikes for a test ride. You're really going to enjoy it. They're a lot of fun to ride, and you'll have a great cut.
You were talking about go.
Oh yeah. I just want to give a big shout out to C&E Auburn Indian and V-Twin for letting us borrow this bike for a couple days and kind of put it through its paces and see what we thought. I've been riding this thing all day so far today, and as it stands right now, I'm real impressed. It's very nice riding, handles super well. I love the big 19-inch front wheel up there with the black and chrome finish on it. Very, very nice.
Look at that view.
Yeah, and a nice sunset to ride into. Can't beat that. I'm gonna go ride.
The only problem with these GoPros is I can't tell what the hell you're looking at. But hopefully you got a good vision of the road ahead of me, as well as the dash. And I think this has a really cool looking dash on it. so you can really see what's going on. Right now I've got it in standard ride mode, which is fairly zippy. You can really feel that throttle response in this mode over the touring mode. These bikes just handle like a dream here. I'm very impressed with the handling and the ride quality. I think part of what makes the ride quality so good on these is, for one, it's a little over 5 inches of ground clearance, which is pretty good. It's got a nice lean angle, as well as we're running, I think, 4.7 inches of travel up front and 4.5 inches of travel in the rear with that Fox monoshock system. It just gives it a real plush, comfortable ride. Well, let's see how she feels on the freeway here. Quick, light, and quick. Well, this concludes this review of the 2019 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse. Thank you to C&E Auburn Indian and V-Twin for letting us ride on this thing for a couple days. And we hope you guys found this video helpful and informative. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. We'll try to do our best to help you out. Also, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And we'll have more reviews and a lot more motorcycle related content for your viewing pleasure. This is Stan signing off.